Well, good evening, everyone. I'm coming on here just briefly for a PSA for everybody, and I'm still extra busy right now. As I stated on my community wall, um, a family member lost a parent, and I've been helping with those arrangements and so on via long distance, which is not easy. But yeah, it's been a busy time for me and other stuff I've been doing that I'm not going to share. But I wanted to come on here because time keeps passing on, and there's some PSAs that I wanted to share with you. And it's happened to me. I don't know what other people do, but slowly but surely, I go through each and every subscription that's visible to me uh, to see what the person's talking about, if it's something I want to subscribe to, etc. And I've subscribed to a few. And I came across one while doing that, and it was a child. And I'd heard another content creator state that kids can't get access to your videos if you say it's not for kids. However, this was a child and about 10 years old, maybe 9, I don't know, um, maybe 8. I don't know how young the child was, and a much younger sibling. And they were playing around on their phones, I guess, or pads, whatever it is they have, and subscribed to me. And I said, well, this is a child. They shouldn't be subscribed to me. I said, my videos are not for children, not for people under 18, just to be sure that I don't get myself in any trouble. So when I saw that, I kind of didn't bookmark it, but I kept it on my screen and I contacted YouTube. And YouTube said there was nothing that they could do about it. I said, but it's a child. And they said, nothing we can do about it. And so, who subscribes or whatever, you know. And I said, okay, well, I have it marked that, no children are supposed, nobody under 18. My videos are not for anyone under 18. So how can they subscribe? And they explained the process. There's no process of telling exactly how old someone is and who they subscribe to. So I said, thank you. And I thought about it. And I said, where are the parents? Because to me, this is a dangerous place to be for any child, unsupervised, online, just going where they want to go, subscribing and so on. So I contacted local law enforcement. They told me to contact the FBI because they said they have no way of knowing from where um, the actual um, channel is being originated from. So I contacted the FBI, and it was over the weekend. And so the lady was like, tell me about your channel. I said, my channel is such and such and such and such. And it's nothing, really bad on there, but it's still the fact that there's a child. And that's what I'm calling to talk about. So I called back again on Monday, and I was able to speak to an agent. And they said that, people think the FBI can do everything and find anything and everybody, but that they would take a look at it because of my concern that this is an unsupervised child on the internet. And that's a red flag because anyone could contact that child or whatever, people want to do. And so they said they were going to look into it. But I wanted to alert subscribers that you do need to go. I don't care how many subscribers you have, you do need to take the time and go through them and see um, if there are any children subscribed to you. If your content is not for those under 18, then you need to mark your content is not for people under 18. Now, this particular content creator, um, and it was Treasure Lane, had said in a video that his was marked that way. And I felt the same way. They can't subscribe if they're not 18. They can't see my videos. So what I did was I blocked the channel and the user, the entire channel. All that can do is stop them from commenting, but it can't stop them from viewing. And the FBI said that they would take a look at it. They did see the um, prospect of it being child endangerment because there were so many videos made by the children and subscriptions as well to other channels, and who knows what they might be. I didn't bother to look, and they would see what they could do about it or take a look into it. But you do need to see who's subscribed to you um, for that reason. So at least you can block comments from, if it's a minor, you can block the comments, you can block the channel, and that way, plus you've noted that under 18 is not for your channel, then you've protected yourself as much as you can. And that's what they told me. That's what the FBI told me. He said, well, you've protected yourself. You're not in any, you know, danger or anything because you've taken those steps. But considering the B sector, and whatever and what goes on out here, I thought that it was imperative that I notify everybody that, hey, you got to watch your subscribers. You got to put on there, my content is not for people under 18. If it sometimes almost gets close to that line, or that boundary is blurred on your channel, you may want to put that on there ahead of time, not for persons under 18, but also go through your subscriptions. And if you find that children are subscribed to your channel, of course, block them. Look for a parent, maybe in the videos or something like that. In this case, there were never any parents in the video. They were on their own, basically. And you could tell by what they were doing. They didn't know what they were doing. They were just looking and doing stuff. But it's dangerous. But you should also monitor your own children and make certain that if they're under 18, you need to monitor where they're going and who they're subscribed to. Um, there's stuff on here that is strictly explicit, and children should not be uh, viewing, but they count on the parents to provide supervision. So if you're a parent, that's the same thing that you will need to do. So that's the first PSA. The next PSA is, while y'all wasn't paying attention, Google um, installs something on your computer or phone called Gemini. And it's that artificial intelligence stuff, that AI stuff. Something like Siri, I guess. I don't know. But I went to the community board and everybody was complaining, saying, how do I get it off? I don't want it. I don't like it. I don't want no part of it. And there's no way to delete it, but there is a way to disable it. Now, I can't tell you now how I managed to disable mine, but I just followed the steps that were somewhere on Google Help or something like that, and I disabled mine. So you need to pay attention to that because they did it overnight, and next thing you know, they signed me out of my laptop, my Google account, and everything. I had to re-sign back in because they had installed this AI thing in there, and I didn't appreciate that because I think I should be asked, that any of us should be asked if we want something added onto our computer. But it's their program, it's their platform, their site. If they want to add something, they can. That's my understanding. But they have provided a way for you to disable it. And if you don't want AI installed in your account in anything, YouTube or anything else, whatever Google's doing, then you need to um, go and disable it. Or if you want it, then they have additional features that you can add if you want to keep it. It works both ways, but you need to be aware and cognizant of what is on your device, whether it be a laptop, a tablet, or your phone. And if you don't want it, you need to know how to disable it. And, also if you want it, then you can add the features that it offers. So that's the second PSA. The third PSA, and the last, is that y'all need to stock up because stuff is really happening in the world. People seem to be bracing for some kind of world war. Everybody's on edge. There's a lot going on, a lot going on, and you need to be aware of that. But you also need to be prepared because if that grid goes down or if a war starts, you need to have the right supplies. And just go to my playlist and be prepared. But you need to be aware that it's really getting weird out here. And I would say, adding on to this, um, that, being prepared, you need to be very aware of all of these people being found hung on a tree. And you need to not move solo. And if you do, you need to keep your head on a swivel, looking around because, you know, um, there's a lot going on. Despite that, man, and I never really listened to him, the man who just got killed. So I really didn't know what he was about. So I don't really have a dog in that hunt. All I know is that um, initially, um, black people were being blamed, or people who were liberal were being blamed, and it turns out it was the opposite. But they still want to vent their anger by doing stuff to us. So you need to be very careful if you have young kids, not just males but females. They need to be aware. They need to travel, um, not alone. And in fact, one of the men that was found hanging from a tree was 58 years old. So it's not just young people. We all need to be careful, and we all need to carry our identification, a copy of our birth certificate, and our passport with us at all times in case we are stopped and someone thinks we're from Haiti and they're gonna kick us out the country, because they are kicking out U.S. citizens, but at least we have a fight right there, that we can say, hey, I am a citizen. I've got this, that, and the other. Don't be trying to say, I'm not telling you nothing. I don't do this. No, show them. Because, they can overpower you and five or six of them jump on you and throw you in a van. Next thing you know, you in El Salvador somewhere or something, you know. So be mindful of that. Be careful. Be mindful. Stock up and pray, 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 pray.